Y'all, the Raptors and the Magic played on April 16th, right? And then we won, right? Great. Now let's go into the summary. You would think I'm happy, but I'm really not. I honestly don't get why some people love Fred VanVleet. I don't know why. Like, he's so selfish. He doesn't pass the ball. And a record that he broke today, and in a bad way, is that so if you don't know about this record, he made a three-pointer in 76 consecutive games, and the streak ended last night. Honestly, I feel like this is a good thing because with this thing, you can't help but just throw up bad shots for stats, and that's what he's been doing. So with the streak ending, that could actually be a good thing because now he would actually look for the open shots and the good shots and not just throw up three pointers just because you want to get them in, right? That's one player. Yuta Watanabe and Paul Watson absolutely took over this game. Paul Watson had 30 points, one assist, four rebounds, a steal, a block in his first NBA career start. On 8 of 11 shooting from the 3-point line and 10 for 13 from the field. And 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Now, honestly, I knew he had potential, right? And I just didn't expect it to be his first career start. Because at the start of the season and all that, in garbage time when either we were losing by a ton or we were winning by a ton, every time he got onto the court, he would always shoot a three or couple too, and then he would always make it. So like I knew he was a really good shooter, but then I knew, and he was a third pick in the G League draft, so I'm like, yeah, this guy has to have potential, right? So I felt like this was a great pickup. And first of all, let me just throw this out there. He's a better shooter than Matt Thomas. Let's just be honest. Matt Thomas isn't that good at creating his own shot. As long as you can follow him and guard, like just stand in front of him, he can't shoot good shots. Anyways, back to Paul Watson. He at first, so I was really kind of high on him, and I thought he would be doing all right. But then after a while, it was like he started falling off. Like he started getting more minutes, and he just wasn't hitting his shots anymore. And I was like, what? I thought this guy was a good shooter. Maybe it's just because he can't cope with the nerves right now. But I knew he had that in him. It's just that he needed to get it out. And then he went into health and safety protocols. So I'm like, bro, he's not gonna be good playing for so long. And then we're letting him start. And like, I thought Nick Nurse was like doing everything wrong. I'm like, why are you doing this? This man is just coming off health and safety protocols. But I kind of got it because in the last game he played alright. He was shooting efficient. I think he only had like 6 points or 9 points or something, but that was still pretty good for like the limited time minutes he had. So we went into this game, and I was watching the game, and at first he had like a good game, but a solid game. Like in the first half, he had like maybe like 5 points or something. Not exactly sure. But then in the third quarter, he just went off. He scored more than 20 points. He hit three after three after three. It was like this guy just cannot miss. And it kind of reminded me of the Darius Frank game against Cleveland where he was just chucking up bad shots to be honest, but he could just make them. And it was like I was so hyped up for this guy, and then the bench was going crazy. And then Yuta Watanabe was also shooting good. And the thing is, like, the other day, like, it was like, I just found out that he was 2 meters and 6 centimeters in height, which is the same height as Ken Burke, Freddie Gillespie, and Chris Boucher. And it's like, man, this guy can guard every position and he can shoot. Like, he reminded me of OG, except he was, like, a bit faster, not as tough, but, like, I would say a better shooter as of right now. So I was like, so he had a great game too, and I feel like he has a lot of skills. He just needs to show them. Freddie Gillespie had 10 points today and 7 rebounds, which I feel like is good. And if go watch my last video if you didn't on why we should re-sign Freddie, but just we need to re-sign him if you got what I mean. And then other than that, Kem Birch had 7 points and 3 blocks, which was great, and 6 rebounds. And Malachi Flynn only had 6 points, but he had 8 assists with only 1 turnover. He also had 3 rebounds and 2 steals. Now, you can't expect him to be good every night because, and first of all, these numbers are pretty solid. But second of all, like, he is a rookie. You can't expect rookies to be all good every single game. Even Anthony Edwards, even LaMelo Ball has off nights, right? And then, yeah. So now, if you think about it, we're back in the playoffs. Right now, we're the 10th seed. And first of all, bro, the Chicago Bulls are so bad, bro. Ever since they made the trade, they've just been free falling, man. That's like, why? Like, they should be better, but like, it's just like their team. Nothing is falling for them. And now, so they've been losing 5 in a row, and we're ahead of them. Now, the next game is in the Thunder, which I'm positive we're going to win. Because the thing with our starters is, again, they can't bring that energy. And if you're using our starters to use, like, the good teams, like the Lakers and the Clippers and possibly the 76ers, where they're all slower and more tough, then sure, I feel like that could work and we'd still be really good as we've proven ourselves. But right now, I feel like we need to just like for these young teams like the Thunder, we need to have more energy out there, and we need more guys like Gary Trent Jr., Freddie Gillespie, Malachi Flynn, all this. And yeah, that's going to help us a lot. Now, our following schedule is going to be very tough. We're going to, on one road trip, we're going to be playing the Nets, the Nuggets, the Jazz, the Lakers, the Clippers, which is going to be really hard. But then again, we have like these teams against the Grizzlies, the Wizards, the Bulls, the Mavericks, and the Pacers, and possibly the Knicks that I feel like I'm confident that we can win. So that's that. And yeah, I'm saying like right now I feel like we want to tank. Like our definition of tanking isn't like just losing. We're right now our tanking is just like using the young players, right? And it's actually working. Like we're actually winning games. So it's like if we use the young players and we get into the plans, do we use our young players or do we use our starters? Obviously, we're still going to use our starters, but I feel like we could give solid minutes to these young players too. Because, like, I don't honestly, one thing I want if we make it into the plan is to make Fred our sixth man and let Malachi start. Honestly, Fred just there's no ball movement when he's on the court, and we need ball movement. Anyways, I'm out. Peace.